YouTube, I'm back. It's been some time since I've done some of the insane book-only playthrough. I'll explain it. Basically, I didn't think I could beat this Electivire guy. I'm actually still not sure I can. In testing, I've not actually ever done it, but I think, theoretically now, it's possible to beat the Electivire guy. I'll tell you what I first thought and why it's taken me so long to do this. My first thought was, Shuckle is so good in the first phase. Why is Shuckle not good in the second phase? So I actually went off and bred a couple more Shuckles. So we've also got now a Crevice and a Ridge. And I came to the conclusion I know why it's not good. Because what I want to do is stall the game out. AKA, I want to bulk up my defense. I want to do some setting up. Not in max raid battles you can't, because the fucking Pokemon will reset your stats back down to 0. Which really, really, really sucks. So, after fucking around for it, a bit with it, I was like, okay, it's not possible to cheese this boss with Shuckles, which has been my go-to answer when anything else bullshit has happened. So it's not possible, and I did what any reasonable person would do. I gave up. I just put it down. I was like, nope, we're done. There's no way of beating this thing. I can't do it. It's not possible with the insane bugs. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to do one more episode down memory lane. And we go, oh, we went back to this gym. Do you remember when I fought the flying gym leader? And, you know, Orbeetle carried me, and it was like, how do we win this? Like, everything stacked against me, we went on to win. Do you remember when we fought that bug trainer that didn't have bug-type Pokemon? Do you remember that guy? And by the trainer, I mean the gym leader. We can reminisce. And, you know, that would be the bookend for the series. And then something stirred within me, and I was like, no. I've not done enough yet. I've not explored all avenues yet. There is more that I can do. So I went onto the Google, and I looked up max raid battles and exactly how the mechanics of max raid battles work, because I fucking hate them. Therefore, I didn't want to learn the mechanics properly, so I was sort of just banging my head against the wall, hoping for the best. And it turns out that is not a good way of doing things. So there's some things I knew, and one of the things I really don't like about it is that while they have shields up, you can't just use like status moves on the Pokemon. It just won't work. It will be immune to it. So that's one of the things you have to bear in mind. Secondly, if you try and set up stats on yourself, as I alluded to before, he will wipe your stats off at random intervals. I don't know if it is truly random. I didn't really get into the full finite nitty-gritty, but generally speaking, that is what happens. Also, I've now learned that if you Dynamax, you can strip off 2 bits of barrier at the same time. Otherwise, it's 1 bit of barrier, and you just have to, like, suck it up and just deal with the 1 barrier at a time. There's no way around it. You can't use multi-hitting moves to cheese the game. You can't cheese the game either with other ways. Like, you can't perish strong it. It just stops certain moves working. You have to play by the rules of the game. And the thing that's really annoying about this Electivire in particular is that it's got, like, the perfect coverage moves with its 4 moves. It has Fire-type moves, which obviously with my bugs are really bad. Like, G-Max Fire, pretty bad. Also sets up Sun, which means any future Fire-type move does disgusting damage. Secondly, it's got Electric, and Electric Terrain does more damage, you know, for Electric Pokemon in the Electric Terrain. It's just an Electric-type move, which means that your Max Lightning does more and more damage. Well, I say more and more. It does more damage after the first turn you use it. Also, it's Stab, so it's disgusting, and also the base power move is also disgusting that move, so it's basically like getting hit by a super effective move regardless. Also, what's really sucky about this is, like, a lot of my strategy where I try and stall the game out, because, let's be real here, I have to make the game last a certain amount of time, because I can't get through the barrier otherwise. So the minimum amount of turns this battle can take is actually, I think it's 15 turns, so I have to live for 15 turns with my Pokemon. So, you know, I want to stall the game out, and it's just really awkward to, like, do it, because I can't set up my defensive stats, because he'll just wipe them off me. Also, I would like to use Rest, for example, and then do some sort of, like, you know, wake up strategy after that, or like sleep talk. But I can't do that in Electric Terrain, because Electric Terrain stops you from sleeping, assuming, you know, you're touching the terrain, which for 90% of my bugs is true. Then he's got, and this is really fun as well, because obviously you might say, like, oh, bring a ground-type Pokemon. Yeah, sure. There's, like, 3 ground bugs, I think, in this game. One of them's Nincada, which is, like, a base Pokemon, which does, like, nothing, basically. Other one is Wormadam Sandy, which is, like, actually okay, sadly. I think there's one more, but I can't remember what it is now, but it doesn't matter. We're not bringing it anyway. Either way, it has ice coverage, and ice is super effective into ground, so like it just covers like all of its bases. Its final move, in case you're wondering, where's my guide? What's your final move, sorry? Oh, I think it's grounds, is it? Yeah, your final move is ground, but we won't ever see that because bug resists ground, so don't worry about that one. If you want to know what its actual base moves are, it's Plasma Fist, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Earthquake. And also to, like, top it off as well, the Piece de Resistance. It gets an Omni Boost at the start of battle, and every single phase, all of that Pokemon gets an Omni Boost. So, it's really disgusting. The only thing that's, like, going in my favor is that EVs aren't cheated. In fact, I think in some of the phases they actually have no EVs, so it's, like, good and bad. But, you know, saying they have no EVs in, like, phase 3 is good. It's not a good sign, because phase 2 is almost impossible. I've only beat it one time, and I only had one Pokemon left when I did it. And that time I did it, I think the AI just, like, had a stroke or something halfway through. However, in all of this, like, theorizing and going through all the movesets of all the Pokemon, I came up with a realization. There is one thing I can do which actually mitigates the damage greatly. And it isn't a status move that targets the raid battle Pokemon. Therefore, it will actually work. And that move is Reflect. If I set up Reflect, I will halve the damage from every physical move. And Electivire only uses physical moves. It has no coverage in the special domain. So once I set up Reflect, I halve all damage. And this actually makes a huge difference when you take into account also what I actually should have been doing all along. I shouldn't have been setting myself up. I should actually be debuffing them with physical moves. There are some physical moves in the game that cause a stat to drop. Sometimes only as like a certain percentage, sometimes it's guaranteed. And lo and behold, as if perfection itself, there is one move that lowers the opposing Pokemon's attack stat by 1 stage, guaranteed, and it happens to be a bug type move. It is the move Lunge. So my strategy for this is basically I lunge at my opponent and put Reflect up. And with the combination of me lowering their lowering their attack and having the Reflect, I can actually possibly live through multiple attacks. So that is like the basis of the game plan. The other like little facet on the game plan as well is I've got Trick Room on my Orbeetle, because otherwise the Electivire is just too quick for basically everything that's meaningful. Because not every bug type Pokemon learns Lunge, sadly. Also, it's a physical move, so I wanted to be on physical attackers. And this is really what Buzzwole and Cleavor are here for. They are 2 Pokemon that learn Lunge, and also they have pretty high defensive stats. Actually, Buzzwole, you might, maybe you do know this, but Buzzwole's got a pretty high defensive stats. Special defense, non-existent, but defense in its own right is actually fairly good. So it can actually go toe-to-toe a bit with this Electivire, with Reflect and attack drops. Also, I think when it wipes out attack changes or like stat changes across the board, it will reset itself from negative stats to like neutral, but it won't give itself the Omni Boost again. So I think once I get through like, you know, a phase, so to speak, of the beginning, I can actually stop it going to +1 attack ever again, which is actually a pretty big deal as well. Because Electivire actually isn't the most punchy of Pokemon without the +1 stats. So this is what like my first 3 Pokemon are. I came to the conclusion I didn't need to use Shuckle as the first phase. I actually can beat the first phase with Buzzwole. That's what Buzzwole is here for. Secondly, I have Orbeetle. That's going to set up Reflect. It also is holding Light Clay right now. And also has the move Trick Room, which I think I mentioned. Maybe I didn't mention this. The other thing I realized is like I had to change the speed priority, so if I use Trick Room, my moves go first, and I can therefore put the debuff on them before they make their attack. And it makes a huge difference if you do it that way around. So literally this Orbeetle is going to be here to set up Trick Room and set up Reflect. It's going to need to set up Trick Room 2 times over the course of the battle, possibly Reflect twice over the course of the battle as well. If it gets the Trick Rooms off 2 times, it's viable. I don't necessarily need the other Reflect. So that's part like 1 of the plan. And the Cleaver also has got some like decent resistance. Like it doesn't take 2 times damage from fire, for example. So that's why I've used Cleaver over some of the other Pokemon. Also, it's a good defensive stat. There were some other noticeable Pokemon I've like actually left off this. So at one point I did have Centiskorch in here as well as one of the I was actually going to use 4 Pokemon to beat the second phase and then leave 2 for the end bit. But it's actually quite hard to beat the end bit with only 2 Pokemon. I had to Centiskorch in here as well, but I probably won't use the Centiskorch over my attempts. But this Centiskorch is another Pokemon that learns Lunge, and also I could potentially switch into a Fire-type move to try and live through the turn. But it's not that important. Also, it had Inferno. Like another part of the strategy that I was going to do actually was to Gigantamax Orbeetle. Because if you Gigantamax Orbeetle, it gets the Psychic move called Gravitas, I think it's called. G-Max Gravitas or something. And that sets the effect of gravity on the field, which means that any move that is low accuracy, it basically lowers evasion stages, which means less accurate moves become more accurate. And if I hit the thing with Inferno, it's a guaranteed burn. So I was going to use Centiskorch for a guaranteed burner, which also reduces the attack stat, but it's just too like inconsistent to set up Gravitas. Also, by Orbeetle, I really need to have Reflect and Trick Room up, I literally can't afford to Gigantamax and missed that timing, so it became too awkward for it, so that strategy kind of came out the window. But in case you're wondering when I get to the Pokemon why Psychic is on that Pokemon, that's the main reason. And I also had a spare Orbeetle for this battle. You can get through the phase with just one Orbeetle, and I think I actually need more room for the other Pokemon to beat the third phase. So the third phase is not free either. Anyway, so this is like step one of the plan. The other step of the plan is that to obviously get through my 15 turns, I need to be able to like restore my health. And rather than using recover, well, I mean, recover would be nice, but no one learns it, I think. Rather than using rest, there is another move that actually a lot of these bugs learn, and it's why I've actually chosen some of these bugs in particular. That move is Roost, which gives me a big chunk of health back. I think like 50% of your health, right? So the strat here is like lowering their attack, increasing my defense by Reflect, and then also roosting when I need to heal myself back up. We don't have Roost yet, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go and grab Roost. The other thing I'm going to have to do, sadly, is because, as I said, this Pokemon needs to apply a attack debuff with the move Lunge. Sadly, I'm going to have to change the ability, because Sheer Force turns off the added effects of moves, and I need the added effect on Cleavor. So despite the fact that Sheer Force is by far and away Cleavor's best ability, in this battle it's actually not good, so I'm going to turn it into Swarm, but I'll turn it back later. It did cost me a lot of battle points for this, so I'm a bit upsetty spaghetti about that, but it really is Cleavor is the best second option after Buzzsaw to do this, and I might actually need it for the first phase. In theory, I can actually beat the second phase with just these two guys, but stuff can go wrong very quickly. Anyway, so that's like, these three Pokemon hopefully going to deal with the first phase. If they don't, sorry, the second phase, and the first, I guess, but the first phase and then the second phase. When I get to the third phase, things don't get easier. I sort of just assumed I could beat it with Trick Room plus a slow, fairly strong Pokemon. But actually, the third phase is a bit of a nightmare in its own right. Actually, I might just show off my spreadsheet for a second, just to like, just ignore all the text, like all the insanity. But I'll show you what the Pokemon are in the third phase, because you guys, I think you only saw it one time. I don't think you saw it last time. Where is my window capture? So this is the old spreadsheet I'm dealing with right now. Can you actually see that right now? You can see almost enough of it. So the four Pokemon I have to beat in the third phase are, I have to beat Rotom-Mow, I have to beat Manectric, I have to beat Magnezone, and I have to beat Vikavolt, ironically, the bug-type Pokemon. Magnezone, sorry, all these Pokemon are getting an Omni Boost. That's the first thing just to be aware. So they get +1 to all of their stats, which is really annoying. They're all pretty quick as well, with the exception of Vikavolt, which is actually really, really slow. So it also makes Trick Room a bit awkward to use. But generally speaking, they're all fairly quick. The really annoying thing is Magnezone is going to Gigantamax or Dynamax, and I have to deal with Dynamax Magnezone, and it has Sturdy. And it's just a real pain in the ass, this battle, if you're, like, not careful, because the Manectric is going to protect, so it gets Flame Orb, which basically gives it, like, a Guts boost, but for the special side of things with Flare Boost. And this thing can just shred you. Also, it has 508 base speed at this level, which is disgustingly quick. When I did all, like, the messing about, there's, like, Trick Room stuff I could do, and it just became a real pain in the ass. What I actually eventually discovered was that Volcarona is, like, really good into, like, all these Pokemon. And I came to the conclusion that 3 Volcaronas might be the sweet spot. I tried 2, and I think it was feasible, but 3 is the real sweet spot. So Volcarona's got a really high special defensive stat. I say really high, it's pretty high special defensive, which is good, because literally every Pokemon here is a special attacking Pokemon. I actually thought about setting up an Orbeetle with Light Screen for this, but actually their attack is so high that it's almost worthless setting up the Light Screen, because it just one-shots most other regular Pokemon anyway without the boost. And what I'm going to do, I mean, I guess I could go through the moves, but it doesn't really matter too much. Like, they've all got a Stab Electric move, which is going to do disgusting damage with the Omni Boost that they start the battles with. In the case of Manectric, it gets a Flare Boost as well, so it's a +2 boost to special attack, which is just disgusting on a Stab Pokemon. Magnezone is going to Gigantamax, which is going to mean that it's doing Max Lightning instead, which is, again, with T-Ball, it's going to be disgusting. And if I tried to bring a Ground type, this thing would use Hidden Power Ice and just shred me, so there's no point in doing that. Similarly, the Manectric will use Hidden Power Grass to shred any Ground type. Rotom-Mow will use Leaf Storm, and so on and so forth. 2 of these Pokemon have got Levitate as well, so there's no point in using Ground-type moves into them, so I kind of just want to, like, blow them up with big Fire-type moves, because 3 of them are weak to Fire types. Mow, Vikavolt, and Magnezone weak to Fire. So that is like the grand plan of all of this. Use a big Volcarona and beat them down with the Volcarona. I think like all the other like fiduciary details actually doesn't really matter in this battle. Anyway, let me look at the Volcaronas in particular now. Whoops. So the Volcaronas in particular, I think they've all got citrus berries on them. This is the one I want to lead with potentially. And this Volcarona, in front of Rotom-Mow, what it's going to do is Quiver Dance, which will give it a +1 special attack, special defense, and speed stat. At which point, Volcarona is quick. I mean, actually, before this even, Volcarona is quicker than every single Pokemon that I'm fighting, with the exception of Manectric. But if I can Quiver Dance 2 times versus Manectric, this actually becomes quicker than Manectric. So the idea is I Quiver Dance once against Mow. I then Flamethrower Mow, which will just one-shot it. And then the idea is this goes in for the Manectric at some point, and Manectric will, I think, always protect turn 1. Don't quote me on this one, it might not do it now, but it tries to protect to set off the Flame Orb, otherwise, like, it doesn't do that much damage. And if that happens, I Quiver Dance, and then I get +2 speed, +2 special defense, +2 special attack, and then hopefully this thing can just, like, sweep through the rest. Has Giga Drain to potentially heal back up as well from that, but it's probably going to just push Flamethrower every single time. The other thing about this phase that's important to know as well is I'm allowed to Gigantamax or Dynamax once in this battle, which is what the other Volcaronas are here for. They have Flamethrower, Overheat, Protect, Hurricane. The Overheat has obviously a big downside. It's a 140 base power move in this game, and it lowers your special attack by, I think it's 2 stages, is it? It's 1 or 2 stages when you use it. Which, if you Dynamax this Pokemon, turns into Max Fire, and Max Fire is going to not have the overheat effect. It's basically going to have the damage. I think it becomes 150 base power instead. Also, will set up the Sun, which means any future fire type move will do more damage. And hopefully between the Dynamax and the other Volcarona, the 3 Volcaronas can beat their 4 Pokemon. It's basically the grand plan of this. There are things that can go wrong. Manectric can protect, and obviously when you Dynamax, you can only get it for 3 turns, so they can kind of stall your Dynamax out, which is really scary. And when they're Dynamaxing their Magnezone, it's also pretty spooky. In case you're wondering why Protect is here just so that I can stall out the Manectric potential to let the burn kill it, because it actually isn't immune to the burn. It will die to the burn eventually. A bit like, you know, if you deal with, like, Ursaluna, for example, in current VGC, it will die to its burn eventually. But stalling it out for that long is pretty hard. Finally, Hurricane is here just on the off chance. Magnezone, it has Sturdy, so it could get dropped to 1 health. And I might want to do Max Airstream to give myself a speed boost from that. Because with the speed boost and a Quiver Dance down the line, I mean, I can't Quiver Dance. It doesn't really matter, actually. It just gives me a speed boost, but it doesn't really move the needle at all, to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to push the Hurricane button. The final one has the same moveset as well. So I made another, 2 Volcaronas. One of them is like a setup Volcarona. The other 2 are just here to like smack, basically. Alright, that is basically the whole grand plan of the whole thing. I think everybody's holding a Citrus Berry with the exception of Orbeetle, which is holding Light Clay, so my Reflect lasts a bit longer. Oh, sorry, you 2 are also holding Life Orb, so you do mega damage because you don't have the setup move. Right, that's your other deal. Okay. Anyway. This is the grand plan, the grand reveal. There is one more thing, as I said, I need to do. I need to go get Roost. I'll just quickly run over there. I could have done it off camera, but in case I do actually try to complete every quest in this game, which over the last week has become a very, very questionable objective now. But if I did that, I'd be missing a TM from the video, so let me go get the TM. It's literally just over here. Try not run into a trainer as well. Alright. Maybe I'll get you later as well. There's Roost. And now we are almost ready. Where is Roost? So Roost, I need to teach to you. Instead of Leech Fang. So your moves are going to be Lunge, Earthquake, Roost, and Rock Slide. You need to learn Roost as well. You're not going to need Light Screen for this. But you need to Reflect for what I explained before. You need to Trick for what I explained before. And you need a damaging move as well to get through the armor. And finally, you are going to learn Roost as well. The Volcaronas won't need it. You don't need Sword Stance. And again, you're just going to spam Lunge. Stone Edge basically is worthless here. I just don't have anything better to put on you, so... That's how things are the way they are. Okay, I think we are ready to go. Let me create a save. Again, there's a lot of variance in this. I've got to be honest with you. I'll talk to you as I get into the battle of what the variance is. I also might not be very interactive with my chat right now, so apologies if that's true, because I actually have to focus a little bit on this one. Like, I have to be very aware when Trick Room goes down. Yeah, this is fine. I'd love to do it first time. Alright, so first things first, this first phase, there's one or two moves he's going to spam. He either spams Fire Punch, which is the more common option, or Plasma Fist. I would rather he do Plasma Fist. If he hits me with a burn, I can't win anymore. I lose the whole thing. And it's a 10% chance every time I think he does Fire Punch that it can happen. And he's going to hit me like 4 times. But again, this thing only knows physical moves, so we're going to use Lunge. It'll lower its attack by 1 stage. Oh, also, I actually forgot to tell you this. My Buzzswole and my Cleavor are max defense now with their EVs. That is interesting. I think we're fine with that. I know it sounds stupid, but I was also going to heal before I killed this guy, but he always hits me for a little bit. But I think we've got enough health. Funnily enough, a crit in that phase can actually cost me, because I actually need a certain amount of health to start this next phase. But I think I've got enough. We have a similar thing again. He sometimes does do Fire Punch after he runs out of Dynamax energy on, like, a turn. He can burn me still, which, again, would just cause me to instantly lose. The scary thing right now is he chased after Orbeetle. I can't really deal with him chasing after Orbeetle from the get-go. I can afford to lose Buzzswole, but I'd rather not, obviously. So immediately I'm going to Lunge, which will drop his stats down to neutral in the attack form. The first thing I do here is Trick Room. I have to Trick Room. He went after Orbeetle. That's the bad line. A crit could also cause me to lose, funnily enough. I might actually already have lost with that crit. Normally the crit actually, I think it's a damage roll. I think it normally just kills me in 1. Like, the dream opening is I just Trick Room into Reflect, but now I can't do the Reflect anymore. I have to do a heal, otherwise I will definitely be dead. But I think even with the heal now, I will actually just die. It depends as well. So I don't really get this from the max battles. Sometimes I think they can attack 1 time, sometimes they can attack 2 times, which is a common one. I think sometimes they can hit 3 times as well. I don't really get what controls it. I also don't get really what controls, like, resetting the stats. They just seem to do it at random, but if he doesn't do it, I might live through this turn. Anyway, we have to Roost because I'm, like, dead otherwise. But we kind of creates a death spiral if I keep doing this, because eventually it's going to crit me. Also, without Reflect, I'm actually still taking a lot of damage. And the sun is up now, so we're going to take more damage from fire moves. Yeah, okay, he's reset the attack. If he goes after Orbeetle, the game's over already. Might not be with an Earthquake, though. That's, like, actually egregious throwing. Yeah, okay, he's doing multiple attacks in a turn. Maybe he's calced it. Yeah, we're just... I don't know. It's so hard when he goes after the Orbeetle to begin with. I have to Reflect it. Sorry, I have to Roost again. Because I need to Trick Room 2 times over the course of this battle. That's not negotiable. And this is why I wanted to spare Orbeetle, but actually maybe when we get into it, you'll see why the third phase is really awkward to do with 2. I think this is going to be your ass. I live. Eventually Trick Room's going to run out though, and then that will just kill me. Because again, I have to roost this turn. Alright, we're down one phase of barrier as well, so there's only 2 more left. Only 2 more left. Ah, stop it! I need this guy to have some health. I think we're dead, because I think Trick Room goes off at the end of this turn, right? No, he's not. Okay, Trick Room's still up. I think if he attacks me again for one more turn, it is actually over. Because I think it's just going to kill the Orb. Try to kill the Orbeetle. That's my big weakness. If he just attacks Orbeetle every turn, I actually can't win with this strat. Yeah, this guy's actually scum. I have to set up Trick Room now. But I think, I mean, if the attack goes off into the slot, I just lose. Yeah, okay, he's reset his stats back to normal as well, so if he attacks Orbeetle, I'm dead. Alright, reset. It won't do that every time. I know, like, it looks like it'll only ever attack the Orbeetle. I promise you it doesn't always do that. I don't really know what controls this battle. I think sometimes the health of the buzz wall after this phase is what controls what starts the next phase, if you know what I mean. So maybe I had too much health or too little health, I don't know. It's just the Wild West, the second phase. Okay, Plasma Fist is what I want you to hit me with. Because this thing can't paralyze or burn. Also, I don't want this to kill, by the way. It's actually a damage roll if I kill in 2 attacks or 3. I want 3. Or I guess in the case of the crit, 1 was fine, but... yeah, perfect. Just don't use Fire Punch. I don't want to deal with the burn. This is going to trick my berry. Actually, one other thing about this battle is the berries get restored between each phase, so... actually, citrus berries are pretty valuable for me in this battle. No, don't burn me! Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we have more health than we did before, so maybe, like, it's a blessing. Alright, lunge into Trick Room. This is the same turn 1 every time. It has to be done. Nice. Go off the buzz wall. That's the dream opening. Because now I have time to put up Reflect. And with Reflect, I think you'll see why the strategy is actually viable. The damage I take will go down significantly. We should lunge again. So all physical damage now is halved from Reflect. And the attack stat is neutral. Actually, it's -1 right now, but I think it'll reset its stats again now. No, it didn't. Okay. So it's -1 in Reflect. Still a lot of damage, but I can actually recover back to full from here. Oh, also, the Orbeetle, or this Orbeetle atmosphere, I think is max defense. I don't know. I'll show you the stats afterwards if you're really bothered. I think you just roost. I can't let the Orbeetle die. Basically, Cleavor's the backup to Buzzswole. I can kind of afford a backup there. But there is no backup for Orbeetle. Oh, also a crit can just kill me. Because a crit ignores stat drops. It doesn't ignore Reflect, I think, but it will ignore stat drops. Like, so a really ill-timed crit just ends the battle, which is really annoying. There's also a certain point... I need to focus again. There's a certain point after the second Trick Room where it doesn't matter, Orbeetle can actually die. And there's actually a point where I can Gigantamax Orbeetle as well. It's basically after the second Trick Room. It's doing it again, though. Oh, by the way, you can Gigantamax to lower their attack stat as well. But unfortunately, stat-lowering max move is max move Wormwind, which is the dragon one. And not many bugs learn good dragon moves, so it's like not worth doing it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. We might be in trouble here, by the way, because I don't know if I take another one of these attacks. If I get Trick Room up again, this is winnable. Perfect. Good choice. Nice. As long as Trick Room comes up, this is doable. Very, very doable. It would be a crit now to, like, cause me to lose this. No, you don't need to roost, I think. It's a touch risky, but... Reflect will go off in 2 turns as well. I would like to get another Reflect off, but it's actually not essential anymore. I could brute force it from here. Perfect. See how much damage I took there? Like nothing. Right, Reflect is still up. I'm actually tempted just to Gigantamax you here. It's a touch risky, but equally, I'm always risking a crit, and I'm taking like 16 turns, which means like by odds I should get crit 1 time. I'm gonna do it. Also, I overwrite the electric terrain, so there's actually a few reasons to do this beyond just Gravitas. Which actually I don't think you're doing anyway, because I've not put the max powder on you. It's actually on the other Orbeetle, I think, which I left back at home. Oh well. Might honestly be better just to overwrite the electric terrain. Anyway, Max Mindstorm is going to remove 2 barrier now, which will just speed the battle up a little bit. Nullify stat drops. Live, boy. I think that might be Reflect, and also the berry is very useful here, obviously. Is that the last turn of Reflect? No, 1 more turn of Reflect, that's huge. This might be lethal, this turn. Because the barrier drops, your defense is going to drop. The greatest there ever is to do it. There's another phase, by the way, but I've lost no Pokemon in the first 2 phases, which in this battle is absurd. I just need to not fuck this phase up now. Which, because it's so... And you know what? I'm actually going to do something I very, very, very rarely have done in the playthrough. I'm actually going to create a save state here. I'm going to reload that if I have to. You see what I have to do? That's basically the repetition of what I have to do every single time I want to beat that guy. It's so painful that I just don't get enough testing in the 3rd phase. And I just can't be arsed. You see me beat the first 2 phases, it's going to be the same again. Maybe I lose Buzzwole 1 time, but it doesn't change the maths. The Cleaver was there as a backup to the Buzzwole. Oh, by the way, my Buzzwole, because now it's max defense, actually if it picks up a kill by Beast Boost, it gets a defense boost, which in this phase is actually awful. So really, this is just here to be a sacrifice. Perish, Buzzwole. Excellent. Thank you, Buzzwall. Thank you for the service. Okay, now we're going to this Volcarona, which, by the way, I've never tested before, if this works, so it might fall over. We'll see. We do a little quiver, which I think means now I'll one-shot this thing. Ah, T-Wave is not what I wanted to see. Okay. I need to have a berry on this thing to stop that paralysis then, which is actually really awkward because I can't reset the berry. Okay, this strat won't work there the way I want it to work because the speed drop is going to be too brutal. Fuck's sake, how do I lose this battle? I get T-Waves on turn 1. Please get the attack off. I think you'll just one-shot. If you kill the Rotom, I'm relatively happy with life. Okay, sure, you picked up 1 kill. I'm probably quicker than Vikavolt, actually, with paralysis is the funny thing. I don't know what it's in this game. I think it's a quarter speed drop. Vikavolt is really slow. Maybe I'm not. I'll try it. Okay, I'm not slower. Sorry, I'm not faster. I actually thought with the +1 speed I probably would be, but I guess not. Okay, I'd love to kill Vikavolt now. And I'd like to kill it without using one of these guys, but I might actually have to use one of these guys to do it. The problem is the last two, well, 2 of the last Pokemon, no, it's the last 2 Pokemon. The last 2 Pokemon can stall out my Dynamax, so I really don't want to waste a turn here. Cleaver is really bad on this phase as well, is the other sad thing. I think I go into Orbeetle and try and Trick Room. But that's also scary because I have to stall out my own Trick Room then. But I mean Cleaver can pick up a kill here. Alright, I don't think I'm living this turn, otherwise he wouldn't have done this. And I'm max defense. This Vikavolt unironically might kill me. This guy has no use in the other 2 phases, so like, it's fine. You can just come here and do something. I can't Dynamax you either. I'm faster with Cleaver than this thing. I'll pick up the kill! Please don't one-shot me. You hate to see it. Alright, you know what? Actually, this has moved the needle. Why has this moved the needle? Because this Pokemon didn't used to one-shot without Gigantamax. It now will one-shot from here. And I'm faster. So Vikavolt's down, and I didn't waste my turn. Okay. It is really scary. I think we lose this from here, is the sad thing. Purely because of the paralysis. And I might have to reset the battle because I need to put a better barrier on you. I didn't even consider you were going to T-Wave me. I should have done it. It's like the obvious thing to do. Okay, this thing is annoying because it's going to protect on turn 1. But this is such a large amount of damage and, you know, max moves go through protect because it was a really good mechanic. I think this will still do about half your health, but you're going to stall me out, which is really annoying. And the sad thing is, 1 turn of Quiver Dance doesn't actually make me faster than this thing, which is why I don't have Quiver Dance in this Pokemon. Actually, can I learn Agility of this thing? I probably should have given it Agility if it would learn it. I don't know what the damage roll is here. If Manectric kills me with its attack, I lose. It tried to double protect its throwing. Unironically, if that thing attacked me, I think we just on the spot lose. Because I would have to kill Magnezone with 1 Volcarona. And it has Sturdy, so I couldn't one-shot it, and I think it can one-shot me. Because this thing's going to Dynamax now. So I think I'm going to lose my last Volcarona this turn. Sorry, this last Volcarona this turn. But it doesn't matter, it's going to put it onto 1 health. sturdy. By the way, this has weakness policy, so it's going to get like a pretty big boost to its attack stat. So I'm not living this turn, but it didn't raise its speed stat. So as long as I'm quicker than Magnezone, which I'm pretty certain the other Volcarona is faster than Magnezone because it's the same Volcarona as this Volcarona, any attack should pick up the kill. Unless this thing is suddenly like being on a treadmill or something working out, I think we win. We should use Flamethrower because it's 100% accurate. Ah, let's go! There's no more phases. There's no more hidden 4 phase, right? Holy shit, that might be the hardest battle I've done in the game with, you know, bugs only. And we did get some luck. That Manectric, if it attacked me, I would have lost. I'm actually certain I would have lost. Holy shit, I did it 2 attempts as well. Crazy. Okay, well, if you guys are doing this battle, put a Lumberry on your first Volcarona so he doesn't get T-waved. Save the game. Create a save state as well, you know, just in case, like, God destroys my save file. I have a backup. Anyway, just let me quickly show off the EV spread. So this is like max health, max defense. Otherwise, like, that second phase is impossible. Similarly, the Cleaver, I've changed to max health, max defense. So I'm going to have to undo that at some point because this is a horrible EV spread for these 2 Pokemon. You were max defense again with max health, just to like live through the turns. And then the Volcaronas were all max special attack, max speed, which actually wasn't how they were before, but I needed the speed to get ahead of Rotom though. That was basically the only reason. But I should have put a Lumberry on this guy. That's the one thing I should have changed. Oh, and they were all timid for these guys, and you were like up defense, down. I mean, down the attack, sure. Yeah, up defense, down special attack. I can't remember what the nature is for that. Looks like you'll need to make space in your party before I can give you your reward. You just... I won't have a word with this guy. I had to put far too much effort into this battle than was actually worth for this battle. It was actually absurd. Anyway, you guys go back in the box. I'll change the party in a second. The Electivire came back to you. It must be because of my efforts. Yeah, no kidding. Now, as promised, here are your rewards. The least I can give you for all the time you spent chasing down my Electivire. We get an Electrizer. Irrelevant, I can get them by the dozen. Power Weight, which actually is pretty good. It lets me make the HP stat go up faster, which actually is fairly common occurrence when I'm doing the EV stuff. I need to make the HP go up. Gold Bottle Caps, I'll always be happy to see one of those. And an egg from the nerd. Yeah, no doubt you're a nerd. Ah! Ugh. God, such an annoying battle. Let me quickly hatch this egg so I don't, like, sell it to some guy. I assume it's an Elekid. Don't know if it's shiny or not, but either way, it's not going to be a bug. It's a shiny Elekid. Sadly not a bug, so I don't care. Very nice at all. I assume you're max EVs or something as well. Max IVs, sorry. Yeah, max IVs. Yeah, really nice. I like it. It's very good. In the box with you. And not the goats box. Not the bang box either. You're going into box 9. Okay. So, let me just quickly do a few bits of housekeeping. You need to go into preset, because I actually need to fix you two before I ever use you ever again. Because you're actually awful moveset-wise. I probably need to do something with Volcarona as well, because currently his moveset is actually awful. You also, I probably need to do something. Basically, I had to bastardize my Pokemon so much for that battle that I have to fix them all. For now, though, Orbeetle, you deserve to be a goat. Right. Let me grab you. I need to change that guy a little bit as well. Heracross will grab Heracrossite mode. There is something else I want to do for the end of this episode, which is what we're going to do now. It doesn't really matter who I bring with me anymore, I suppose. You know what? Let's bring Durant. We'll bring one more guy. Let's bring Butterfree. Wait, I have 2 Firebugs. That's probably not a good idea. We'll bring Volcarona. Volcarona can, like, show themselves off. Onsen, I need to fix you as well at some point. I'll do it off camera between parts. I basically want to change the EVs back to, like, in this case, attack. I can't remember what you actually normally have. You're like attack plus special defense, right? Because you normally have Assault Vest. Cleaver, I think, wants attack and speed, and then a bit of health. And then I need to change your movesets. Maybe also, like, take your defense stat off you, because I think I buffed your defense as well. So yeah, I'll fix all those guys off camera. Let's bring Reef along with me, I guess, instead. Alright, that's coverage, baby. So I'll quickly change my little guy to the sides before Vang shouts at me. Okay, Buzzwole is no more. Go now, Heracross. So yeah, there's another quest I can do, which is actually pretty quick and is nowhere near as hard as that quest. So I think we'll end this episode by doing that quest. I could do this like a big epic as well, but I'm actually like restricted by time. I've got like 40 minutes left for streaming, so don't worry, YouTube. This won't be a 4-hour epic like my Pegling videos are. Right, you are called. What are you called? What's your name? Glossopod. Glissopod. There you are. Oh, sorry, by the way, I've only got a picture of Cleaver, not a moving model, so I apologize that it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. Durant. Durant is so tiny. There you go. There you go, buddy. We have got a Volcarona. Scolipede. And finally, Butterfree, which is like my little support guy. Okay. It's fine. Not the dream moveset. Just checking the items are all good. Ah, you need to change slightly. You probably want Quiver Dance back, because Quiver Dance is actually a good move. You're fine. What are you holding, by the way? Oh, you're holding Heracrossite. You are holding Expert Belt. Choice Band is right here. You're holding, I assume, a Focus Ash. I might want to take that off you. Only because I don't want to waste it. And Black Sludge. Okay, let me just take this off you. And everything else looks good. Okay, I'm just going to quickly fly to a guy to fix this guy. So he's actually good-ish. So my Volcarona needs Quiver Dance back. Probably just needs Overheat, to be honest with you. And I would like it to have a grass coverage move. So I'll give you Giga Drain. You don't need Hurricane, I think. And I'll keep Protect. Oh, actually, the Life Orb's fine. Sorry, I thought you were holding a Citrus Berry. My bad. Oh, also between episodes, I'll put the appropriate ability on Cleaver back. I'm actually kind of running low on berries. Okay, maybe not all the berries, but some of the berries I'm running low on. I'll just give you a citrus berry in the short term. I know it's like a consumable, but whatever. Alright, the thing I would like to do now. There is a quest down here to get you the TM for dig. Not that I really need dig. Actually, that was one of my strategies to beat this guy. Was to dig in between turns to make the battle last longer, effectively, because I wouldn't be in the realm. Unfortunately, it's not very good strategy-wise, because it leaves one Pokemon just taking like 2 hits at a time. So, not a good solution, but I figured we can still just do the quest. It's this guy. Also quickly save the game here, because he actually says like, oh, you can't escape if you don't do it in one, so be careful. Sure, I do. Oh, I do have a Pokemon that knows dig. Cool. I think because I've got the ADM, it always works. Anyway, he like, I've saved the world. I'm the Pokemon League champion. He's like, I want to test that you're actually strong enough. Let's have a battle. What did you bring to the battle? A Graveler. Oh my god, this guy, he's a menace. I assume even in Mega Evolved form, I'm faster than this thing. Please don't have Sturdy. Please don't have Sturdy Self-Destruct. I'll be a little bit upset to spaghetti. Alright, we're good. Alright, Graveler, nice Pokemon, very good. Thanks for bringing it. Thanks for bringing it to show and tell. Who's next? Laron. Not even the Evolved form. You're 4 times weak to fighting. You're also not very quick, I think, so... unless you have Sturdy, you're also dead. For fuck's sake. He's gonna, like, one-shot me now. My defense has dropped 2 stages, so... Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Fucking Cinema, baby. Alright, well done. You killed one of my Pokemon. I have no priority moves in this party. Probably don't need them, but... Oh no, I do have a priority move. Wait, if you do the thing you did before, will Sucker Punch actually work? I'll try it. Okay, it does work. Yeah, oh yeah, Metal Burst is an attack, right? It's not a move. Finn, you're actually scum. So, okay, now we have to do this fun game in the Lost Tunnel. So, it's a maze that you have to do without Flash, in the dark. Genius. Great, great design. Oh, wait, I meant Revive. Oh, I'll use a Revive, not Max Revive then. And we'll get a Max Potion. Anyway, I don't remember to solve this thing, but it can't be that bad, right? Just follow the wall. Follow the right side of the wall. Whoops, not following the right side. Also, couldn't you make my life happier? There you go. Again, not a bug, but I guess thank you for Agronite. Well, that's kind of cooked me, hasn't it? Okay. Following right wall still. Alright, kind of cooked me again. Alright. I guess that's the right wall still. Okay, hang on a minute. It may have been uncooked. Okay, this earthquake, I've done this event before. Like, I've done it on a previous playthrough. I think this, like, indicates you're going the right way, buddy. It's a little Diglett. I'm not sure how fast Diglett is. Isn't Diglett quite quick? Alright, not that fast. By the way, I don't think you're ready to do this quest at this point in the game. Level 100 Diglett. Okay, I'm not going right now just purely because I don't know. I don't know what the logic there was. Actually, there was no logic there. I just can't think if I end up going back on myself, which I may have already done, I'm going to be super mega turbo lost. Is this not where I was before? Okay, right strike doesn't work. It's an island there. Okay, this is the right way. Okay, it's a golem this time. That's a bit of a step up. I'll give you that. I'm going to do what I did before, because I think, again, I'm going to... Oh, you've got an Omni Boost. Actually, I might read quicker. We'll see what happens. I want to play around sturdy. I sort of assumed I'd be quicker, but I think with the Omni Boost, I might not be anymore. Never mind. Golem, not a fast Pokemon, is it? Alright, keep them coming. I'm going to assume by game standards is a rule of 3. So, we're expecting another one. Honestly, I'm just sending in a direction now. Alright, well, the luckiest guy alive, I guess. Or maybe there's more than 3 events, I don't know. Perhaps that's actually the true solution to the problem. Alright, you got an Omni Boost again. Maybe Doug Trio is faster than me. I don't know. I can't remember. I got a funny... I keep thinking it's fast. Okay, it's quicker than me. This shouldn't kill me. I resist, right? Yeah, okay. So Doug Trio has no moves that are good into me, I guess. So that's probably this battle over as well. I guess unless I missed. Alright, this is a time. It's a world record, I think. Okay. Alright, the fun and games of the not being able to flash in the area where you should be able to flash is over. We get TM 28 Dig. More importantly, I think there's another quest done. Compare the quests. Not all quests are made equally. Alright, let me just quickly grab all the stuff that's in here that I've missed. Now that I can see what I'm doing. That's not very useful. I don't think there's actually that much in here that I need. If I'm going to do all the quests, though, I did need this. Kind of there's a portal down here. Not that I'm going to do the portal anyway, but there's a hidden item. Alright, Luminous Moss. Excuse me? There's a guy. Let's quickly save the game. What do you want? Who dares into the domain of the Mormon? Oh, it's the Elite Four member. I miss you, the Surface Dweller known as the Champion of Boreas. For years, my fellow Mole people and I were forced to scrape a living from mining these walls. And yet you have come here to take the spoils for yourselves. Ah, very well, take this with you. But you shall have nothing else. Got a skull fossil for the guy, cool. Alright, well, you know, it's not a book, so I won't ever use it, but thanks nonetheless. Also, I've got like 8 back at home. Oh, I see what the okay, I see what the problem is now. Kind of a... I don't know. Kind of an annoying mechanic, I guess, is what I was gonna say. I think we've got everything now. Alright, I'll take it as yes. We've got everything. I say this, once you get out the beginning bit of the maze is actually pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, and that takes us into the KBT Expressway. Alright, I think this might be a short episode. The final thing I want to just, like, look at quickly is, I think you can battle, and I can't remember where they are now. Actually, I don't think it's here. You can battle the developers. It's one of the last things I actually do want to do in the game. Like, that's actually something that I think will be enjoyable. I'll have a look through the quest logs as well at some point, just in case there's a really good quest I can do. Where are you guys? Also, there's a hidden item in here. Please move. Okay, sorry. Nab your berry juice from the fridge. Get up here. Fuck, maybe it is Dahara. I just wanted to see, like, how tough are these guys going to be. I've got a funny feeling, since it's, like, their specific teams, like, the developers made the team, that they haven't pulled any stops. Like, it's probably going to be, like, actual Giga Brutal. But I can't remember where they are anymore. We saw them when we played through the game, and I was, like, running around, and I was like, oh, look, it's the developers. We can battle them later. It's now late, and I just don't remember where they are. You know what? I think to save everyone's time, let me just quickly Google this. Come on. Unbound. Developers. Battle. It's also a quest, so I actually have to do this at some point. It's in Dahara. Can I get a fucking a picture, please? Next to the double battle house. Okay, I know where that is. I think it's over here, right? So I guess it's next to the double battle house. Alright, this is developers. I just have to speak to the battle girl, I think, on the floor above to accept the quest. Yeah, it's her that sets the quest. A single day as well. What? Okay, I have to beat 5 guys that are going to have, like, jacked up Pokemon. That'll be fun. Alright. You can have your focus sash back. I'm not doing this right now, like, as in, like, we will not complete it. There is no way, shape, or form. But let's just have an idea of, like, the rough quality of the trainers that we're going to be fighting. Also, I'm going to bring Durant, which I don't think can Dynamax in this battle, so that's going to be a really good Pokemon. I will lead with you, I think. Durant, you could be a cheerleader. I've got one save state for each day of the year. This is save state 365. I think this is Skelly, by the way, the guy that developed the game. It's not. That's so stupid. Why did I even say anything? Which one's Skelly again? Oh, is it the guy in purple? Nope. It's the guy in the back corner. Alright. You only get to beat someone first time. And boy, after some of the quests you put me through... Alright, it's Darkrai. Okay, that's an awkward start. You know what? Actually, you're not that scary. I'm not afraid of you. I have no good coverage for this guy, but I'm not scared of you. Oh no, I have X's, never mind. It lies on a truce. See you later, Darkrai. Shame I protected turn 1. Alright, well, that's a pretty good Pokemon as well. Why did I think that thing was going to stay in? Alright, I got my speed boost anyway, which is what I was really after. So you're Ice Dragoon. I honestly don't know what you're going to do. I mean, you're going to do a Fire-type move, probably, is my guess. I guess I'll Poison Jab you and see what happens. Is this going to kill from here? Alright, I think you've doped your stats. Here's the thing, I don't think I'm quicker than it. Oh, actually, maybe you are. I'm gonna die to this thing. Maybe I can, if it doesn't have a good move into me, I might be able to get a Quiver Dance off for free. Okay, hang on a minute, this could work. Alright, it's Palkia. Think I can get off a Giga Drain? I should Quiver again. I carve Palkia. I think it's a special attacker, right? I'm +2 special defense now. Oh, fuck. It's gonna destroy me. It's got Warterium Z or something. Oh, no, wait. Does it have a special move? No, it's Warterium Z. It's like 200 base power, this, right? I think +2 special defense, 8 saving me. Imagine if he did, though. Alright, well. I think that will be the end of that. Alright, it's your turn now, Heracross. If you could hold on for a little bit longer, then we can do a Stab Mega Heracross Pin Missile. Go get Palkia with Pin Missile. Have I hit this guy yet? Oh yeah, I hit him once. Okay, he's just raw-dogging Hydro Pumps now. I lived. Actually, the special defense on this Pokemon's quite high, I think. And by quite high, I mean like in the comparison of the entire bug spectrum. Crit? Yeah! Fuck you, Palkia! Get Pin Missiled. Didn't teach that at Legendary School, did they? Okay, they've got a Rayquaza as well. It's a shiny one. Very fancy. I guess Skelly just needs a crutch of 6 legendaries, I guess. Okay, sure. I see how it is. I don't think I'm faster than Rayquaza, but I don't think there's a safe swap. Alright, it's Mega Rayquaza. That thing's going to be hard to kill. Oh, it has E-Speed. Cool. They are all dragons though right now, so if I get a pretty punchy ice type, aka Frostmoth, maybe I can do something to it. Alright, Butterfree, you're my only hope, which is bad news. I can't G-Max in this battle? I mean, I can only do one of them. Alright, I fucked up then. I thought I could Gigantamax and do Befuddle. Sleep Powder. You think Butterfree takes a Dragon Ascent? Oh, actually, I've got a Focus Sash. Yeah, the answer is yes. Did I not put a Focus Sash on this thing, or am I stupid? Oh, I think I put a Focus Band on it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I might put a Band accidentally on this guy, which, you know, is a 10% chance of triggering. Gerard, it's your turn to perish. Aha! Not that it matters, but it's just... It's just a kick in the nads, honestly. After all that's happened. Alright, we won't get to see another Pokemon, but we get the idea. You know what? I'm gonna hurt your Pokemon. I'm gonna make you use a Pokemon Center. Holy shit, that was... Oh, yeah. He's Dragon Ascended twice. Of course, that did a lot of damage. Riptide, if you take... Okay. I was gonna say, you'll kill it next turn. Okay, I seem to have lost the battle. Whoopsie daisy. What did I put on you, by the way? Yeah, banned. Good genius. Good play. Alright, funnily enough, I didn't win my one attempt. Let me show interest, see what the other guys have got, just to amuse me. Okay. There's like 8 Pokemon here. That's not really telling me anything. And actually, all the Pokemon you're showing me right now are wrong. Oh, wait. I actually... Oh, wait. Does he change his Pokemon? I might have to go into the actual docs for this. I think the one I was looking at is out of date because he had no legendaries. Interesting. Each picks from a group of Pokemon. So he can have Mewtwo or Mewtwo Y, Kyogre, Rayquaza, and the Rayquaza can be set up differently. Palkia, Darkrai is set up potentially differently as well. The movesets change. Kyurem and Genesect. That's his Pokemon, which is, you know, as a team. He can also do a double battle with you as well. Okay, this actually could be really hard then. If he changes his Pokemon between battles, then it's really hard to prepare for this. Okay, we're gonna have to, like, learn this. Alright, I'll look at it between parts. Sorry, YouTube and Twitch, I'm just, like, chatting myself and you can't see it. But yeah, really interesting that he changed his Pokemon. Okay, I think we're gonna call that there. It's a bit of a shorter episode for the Pokemon, but it is what it is. At least you're getting content, YouTube. You didn't get any for a week and a bit. Sorry for that, but there was, like, there's not a lot I could do about it. I just couldn't solve it, and yeah, I nearly gave up, so... Right. Is there any quest I can just look at quickly, and maybe, like, that's the thing I aim for? Maybe we save the developers as, like, the last thing I want to do. I can't be asked... I guess I could do the portal stuff, but I can't be bothered completing the Pokedex. I think that is just, like, boring. I will finish this, I guess, 9 more of the cells. I have to read all the sides. Sure. Oh yeah, I forgot about this quest line. I think that leads to a battle, so maybe I'll do that quest line. I have to help a person bake a cake. I might actually be able to complete this right now. Pretty Wings for Wingull. Do I have Pretty Wings? Surely through the history of me playing this game, I've just accidentally got 20 Pretty Wings. Maybe that's how I can finish this episode. Not with me getting my ass handed to me in a battle versus a developer. Can I just complete this quest? Do I have no Pretty Wings? Alright, we'll do it next time. I'll knock off Pretty Wings off Wingulls. Fine, I'll do it. It's busy work, but, you know, we'll do it. Alright, so we're going to do that as well. Cake making. This thing needs me to get Regigigas, which means I need to get 3 Regiforms to get the Regigigas. So maybe I do start doing the portals, because I think the Regi's in the portals as well. Anything else? Battle every trainer. Only 48 left, by the way. Show someone a Staraptor. A lot of these are busybody quests. Evolve 151 Pokemon, I got 42 left. Maybe, oh, I guess I can still do this quest, right? Because it doesn't say... I'll actually check this one. If it's, like, 151 different Pokemon, in which case you can't do this one with just bugs. You have to, like, put another Pokemon in your party to do it. Catch if that's busy work. Gotta find items from trash cans. Make 300 purchases from shops. How have I not done this yet? I buy hundreds of items. Maybe it's individual purchases. Honestly, that's the type of shit that I'm just gonna, like, ignore at the end of it. Go to Cave of Being. That could be a battle. Maybe we'll do that. There's something in Victory Road. I've not got this quest yet in Ptarmigan Town. Okay, so there's a few quests I'm missing. Defeat all the Unbound devs. We just saw that one. Trade with all the people at Boris, which is busybody work. Bring a Pokemon... Oh, fuck's sake. Busybody work. Battle Frontier stuff, sure. Get all the TMs, I'm nearly there. Alright, it's just busybody work, so there's nothing else I can just quickly end, but... Yeah, I'll keep at it, alright. Anyway, YouTube, I'm done. See you later. Bye.